Yeah, big 3-1. But hey, Chase Elliott won a stage.
Lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the.
First of all, I want to apologize for not posting it all last week. My internet went to complete poop and a lot of storms hit, so I was unable to post that much. So I apologize for that. And without further ado, let's get into the recap. So I missed like the first part of the race because I didn't think it was going to happen. So I didn't even like try. I didn't even watch it. I just got on like, oh yeah, it's going to be raining for like the next 10 years. So I didn't even watch it. I figured it was going to be today. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just watching like some like basketball tournament on ESPN that I never heard of. And I'm like, I'm about to go outside. I'm gonna see if the NASCAR race is on. Like, I got nothing else to do. Or, like, if they have like the old New Hampshire race on, and I turn on, and Stenhouse is leading. I'm like, you know, I don't think I watched New Hampshire last year. And I look behind him, Jamie Johnson in the Camaros on. Like, oh shit, Stenhouse is leading, like actually leading, and then it turned out that he was leading by strategy. But I was like, well, damn, they must have been motivated or something. But yeah, I don't know what happened at the beginning. I heard there's a lot of cautions I saw. There's a competition, obviously, but I didn't see what happened in the first. So I apologize for that, but I didn't think the race was going to be happening. So I wasn't really paying attention. I was, doing other stuff. So I do apologize for that. But Stenhouse did lead the stage, not win it, obviously, but MTJ got first and Chase got second. So I was pretty happy, and I was happy with his overall performance. So then we get into the second stage, and more MTJ dominance. Chase is able to keep up there in second, and eventually take the lead and take the stage win. And you guys cannot believe. I know that it's just a stage win. I know that this track is probably a little bit easier to make. It's not a mile and a half. I understand that. But as a Chase fan, as a Chevy fan, and I know I'm a Ryan Blaney fan, but it was just so happy to see Chevy running up front. Johnson was up there. I think that was really it. I think Bowman actually somehow got his ass from like 25th to about 12th, not second. It was so refreshing to see Chevy looking like they weren't dominating, but they were up there. They were having like and Newman was in fifth there for a little bit, and Larson finally showed some speed there at the end. But it was just nice as a Chevy fan to see Chevy show some speed. I understand that's a mile and a half and not a mile and a half. And that doesn't really prove, that doesn't mean they're turning a new leaf, but it was refreshing, and that these races are kind of the races that we need to see, or Chevy needs to see. Like, okay, we figured out how to do it at New Hampshire. Can we figure out how to do it at a mile and a half? So that was refreshing. Like I said, Chase Elliott won stage 2. It was a relatively boring stage. I mean, boring. Okay, it was a relatively it was a pretty decent stage. It was a good battle for the lead between Chase and MTJ, and then a good three-way swap where Kurt Busch got into second, Chase got the lead, and MTJ got third. And there was a good battle. You never knew if Chase was going to mess up. And then stage 3, that was where it got boring. That was where I believe it was Eric Almirola was really fast and probably should have won the race if we want to be honest here. Him or MTJ, and I guess Chase. I mean, won stage 2, or Kurt Busch. Those guys were the main people up front throughout basically the race. And then a caution comes out. I think it was Clint Bowyer. But what I didn't understand was, if you guys didn't, earlier in the race, Ricky Stenhouse, I think it was earlier in the stage actually, Ricky Stenhouse did about the exact same thing as Clint Bowyer. I don't think Clint Bowyer dropped any debris. But NASCAR immediately hit the caution button, like almost immediately, like he was just getting down pit road. Ricky Stenhouse does the same thing, even worse than what Clint Bowyer did, and no caution came out, and Stenhouse went in. So that just kind of confuses me as to how did Stenhouse not get a caution, but Clint did not get caution. Maybe there's something I didn't see. Maybe I didn't notice that Clint Bowyer had some damage on the car, or something fell off the car. I mean, or something like that. Maybe I didn't see that, and if I didn't, that's my bad. But I did notice that, and I was kind of curious. Anyway, so the restart happens. I don't even know what the hell happened. Somehow, Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch get up front. MTJ's in third, and we just see the Kevin and Kyle show all the way to the end, and then Kevin Harvick gives Kyle the bump and run, and Kyle didn't seem mad. Like, surprisingly, he was not that mad about it. And he doesn't really. If he was mad about it, I would just literally point to Chicagoland. Like, I would literally, the exact same thing happened at Chicagoland, just in a different manner. He got bumped into the outside rather than just dumping Larson. So that was kind of different. But I was expecting Kyle to be mad. I don't know why. He had no reason to be, but he wasn't. So shout out to Kyle for actually being a reasonable human being for once. But like I said, Kevin Harvick does the bump and run for the win, or the lead, and then gets the win. So just kind of, I'd give it a 5. I think it was still a fun race. It was good to see Chevy up there and running good. Jimmy Johnson was actually able to keep a top 10. So it was overall a pretty good race, I would say. Race results here. Kevin Harvick wins the race. Kyle Busch comes in second. Eric Almirola gets in third. Martin Truex Jr. gets fourth. I didn't even realize Eric Almirola actually slipped his way into third there. I thought MTJ got third. Chase gets fifth. Let's go Chevy. And Newman gets sixth. He somehow got up there. I don't even know where he came from. Blaney got seventh. He fought back, having some issues. I think got contact with Kyle Busch. Kurt Busch got eighth. It was a pretty bad restart too. Who was on the inside? Was it MTJ? It was someone started on the inside. I think it's Almirola actually, and that inside just was not working at all. And we just had people scrambling all over the place, which actually scrambled some people right up front from us to the race to just average finishes. Joey Logano got ninth. He kind of played a little bit of strategy, I guess. I didn't really get to see it play how he did it, but he got up there in ninth. Worked out for the team. I've really been liking what this 22 team has been actually running some different strategies, and kind of Kurt Busch has been doing the same thing and gaining a lot of positions off it. Maybe not having the fastest car, but able to gain positions out of it. Jimmy Johnson had a really good points day, getting 10th place. He was in the top 10 for most of the race. I think he got to the top 10 by strategy, but was able to stay there. Alex Bowman, like I said, he was in like in the 20s. Looked like he was going to be behind the cut line or outside the playoffs by about 2 or 3 points of Ricky Stenhouse, who I'll get into a little bit later. But he ended up finishing 11th somehow, some way. I have no idea. Kyle Larson, he had a fast car at the beginning, just wasn't able to really. I think it was just too loose for his liking, and he just wasn't able. But he was able to get 12th, so just be glad he got 12th. Denny Hamlin, he was another car, did not have a great day. Finished 13th. I believe he had to come down pit road, so that's a pretty good finish considering he did have to go down pit road. Byron, he's another one. He was in the back, somehow made his way up to 14th. And Matt Kenseth. Let's go. Matt Kenseth gets 15th. Shout out to him. A great day by Roush just in general. Like I said, I'll talk about Ricky Stenhouse here after we talk about the finishing results. Matt Kenseth, 15 to 20th all day long. I didn't see him fall behind it, really, obviously, pit road. But he stayed up there. I believe he was on the lead lap as well. Great race by Roush Fenway. Whatever they're doing, they are starting to figure it out and starting to turn. I mean, Kenseth was a top 20 driver at Kentucky too. So whatever they're doing, they figured it out. And there have been reports that Kenseth is actually using all the money is actually going to Ricky Stenhouse. So that's kind of interesting there, which I don't blame him. And I see people like saying that that just proves how much better Kenseth is. Ever since Kenseth has come here and has made improvements on the cars, Stenhouse has been improving a lot too. So you gotta look at that side of the story. Eric Jones got 16th. He did not have a great day, which is unfortunate because he was running on a lot of momentum. Obviously winning at Daytona, had a 7th place finish at Kentucky, and it's kind of sad. I don't think it'll end. I think he'll still have more momentum. He just did not have a great car. And that happens. It happens. And he had some radio communication issues. Paul Menard, he did not have the best race considering he's been on a huge run this last few races, running about 13th to 8th. So he usually has a good run at Pocono, so hopefully he will continue that trend. Jamie McMurray, it's kind of sad to see him at the back as he's not had a great season. We saw him at the front a little bit, I think, at Charlotte. But since then, he just hasn't really been good, so... hope the best for him. Casey Cannon, the 95, gets a 19th place finish. Shout out to him. That's a really good finish for that 95 team. And they're another team who seems to be kind of turning the corner in their respective skill set. Or they're slower. That's the only way. But Chris Buescher, another one who seems to be, or another team that seems to be turning the corner, even though AJ has not had a good string of races, just been wrecking out a lot, is really his problem. Chris Buescher finishes 20th. He seems to be having a great string of races here, so it's nice seeing that. Hopefully, maybe he can get a better ride sometime. I don't know. Austin Dillon got 21st. Not really sure how his day went, but he got 21st. Daniel Suarez is another one. He just seemed to struggle throughout the day. Ty Dillon in the 13 Chevrolet got a top 25. Shout out to him. Bubba, he got 24th. He was actually in 30th, I believe, for most of the race, and found his way up to 24th. That's a great finish in a pretty crappy car. Ross Chastain, let's go. Ross Chastain in the 15 Chevrolet gets 25th. I mean, can we get a round of applause? Let's go. All right, Ross Chastain, someone he actually has some potential. I'm not sure how old he is, but can we get this guy a ride? Michael McDowell, he got 26. Corey LaJoie, 27. Matt DiBenedetto gets a top 30. That's pretty good for him. David Reagan got 29th. And Ricky Stenhouse got 30th. Now, Ricky Stenhouse, he was having a great day. He got to the front, like I said earlier, on strategy. And ever since then, he was running in the top 10. That's a great race for Roush Fenway, especially since they're on the bubble. They were going to be in it by 2, and then unfortunately, I think a tire blew, and he ran into the wall. Brad Keselowski got 32nd. His brakes went out. Was unable to use them. I think that's actually the second time this season that's happened to him. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong. Clint Boyer, he was not having a great day as it was, and just to make it top icing on the cake, he got 35th. So that's a pretty bad points day for someone who has been looked at as someone who could compete for the top for that 4th spot in the championship. And there's only 37 people. I don't know why I found that so interesting, but there's only 37 people cars that fielded today or yesterday. I want to give this about a 5, I would say. I'd give it about a 5. It wasn't a great race, but it was more interesting than a mile and a half, so I got to give it that. I will have a video coming out Wednesday that I was trying to post last week, Wednesday or tomorrow maybe. It's going to be about the playoff system. Now I want to say, with this playoff system, we do actually have an interesting race between Paul Menard, Ricky Stenhouse, Alex Bowman. So I think I'm not going to get too in depth right now, but I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying seeing Paul Menard has been pushing it. Ricky Stenhouse has been trying some different strategies. Alex Bowman, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's just shitting the bed, but somehow he's still in 16th. So, yeah. But comment down below. What did you guys think about this race? What do you guys think about what Pocono is going to be? I'll have a race preview this week. Hopefully, my internet doesn't go to shit again. It seems to be doing good so far. So, yeah. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.